All right, hey, it's Jaime again with the band 1967. You're probably tired of hearing me say that. And again, I've got another member of 1967 on the line here, Matt Haskell, who's played drums with us since, like, I don't know, 2011, 2012? Yeah.
2011. Well, I don't know.
Might have been
It could have been like 2012.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. 2012. Yeah, obviously we're grateful that you had joined our camp, and we've enjoyed playing with you this whole time, and we're still playing together today, which is pretty amazing after all these years. Awesome. When did you first start playing drums?
I think I was about maybe 9 or 10 or so. Good old school band. Teacher asked us what we wanted to play, and I was just like, drums. And yeah, that was that.
That's rad. Where did you grow up?
Grew up in central Illinois. Bunch of cornfields and stuff, bean fields. Not a whole lot of music going on. But there's a few things.
That's great. And where do you live now?
Phoenix, Arizona. Or the Phoenix area.
Lots of sunshine.
Oh yeah, all the time. It's gorgeous. I was outside in shorts and a t-shirt today.
You can't beat that, can you?
Nah, I mean, especially for January 31st.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, what was the biggest thing that prompted you to start playing drums? I mean, back in those days. It's a long time ago. Little kid.
I don't even know. It was just something that I gravitated towards. Beating the shit out of stuff just was up my alley.
Who would you say were your favorite bands then, and then kind of who's your favorite band now?
Back when I started, one of my favorite bands would have probably been Nirvana, back in like the early days when I first started really getting into music. And then now, oh man, there's so many good bands out there. Animals as Leaders is probably among the top that I would say at the moment.
Did you say Animals as Leaders?
Yeah, Animals as Leaders.
It's a great band.
Oh, fantastic.
Incredible band.
All the music is just so interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you any more on that. They're an incredible band. Do you remember your first big concert that you attended? And what was it?
First big concert I attended was Pearl Jam. I do. It was Pearl Jam back in the day. I think it was on the Riot Act album. They played for like 3 hours. I remember just like all the bottles of booze lining up on at the edge of the stage where Eddie Vedder was. Just over the night. You could just watch him getting trashed, and there were people tripping on something right in front of us. I mean, I went with a couple of buddies, and we were teenagers. Yeah, that was fun. That was good times.
Do you remember which venue or place they played at?
It was in Champaign, Illinois. I don't remember the venue. It was a pretty large place. It was probably like the University Stadium or something like that.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Why pick drums over any other possible instruments that were available?
I mean, I don't know. I just gravitated towards hitting stuff and like rhythm and patterns and things like that. So, I mean, I never even like thought about doing anything else, like playing other instruments. I mean, until later, like I dabble in guitar periodically, and I can do some very, very basic things there, and learned a little bit of piano and that kind of thing. But I'm definitely a drummer through and through.
Oh, absolutely. Who would be the biggest influences on your drumming as you're sort of shaping the way you're playing? Like,
there's probably going to be a lot of Igor Cavalera from Sepultura, because Sepultura was a big influence back when I really started getting into playing kit. I was listening to them, and then Slayer, Dave Lombardo.
Oh yeah, great bands. Love those bands.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be mostly those. I mean, there's too many to count. I mean, like I could go on and on with names of different bands that I've listened to over the years that have influenced me one way or another.
What kind of gear are you using right now?
Kit that I am playing currently is a Tama Star Classic Performer B&B. It's Birch and Bubinga shells. I like it.
Oh, wow. Tama?
Yeah, Tama.
When do you remember first meeting someone from 1967?
Man. My mind is not good at, like, super specific old memories. Man, I don't even know. Where did we meet? Do you remember?
I may, yeah.
You.
Gosh, I think it might have been at the Hollywood Alley. One of your bands were playing, the band that you were in at the time. I can't even remember the...
Yeah.
That woman
right.
was the
That's
front
right.
front woman, and then, you know, what band was
that was Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, it was right... Yeah. Then it would have been Hollywood Alley.
Yeah, we
I
did.
can't remember what we talked about because I was probably drinking that evening.
Yeah, I think I played at a skater rink in Mesa with 1967. Like, we just did a show, and then there was an after party for that event, and then it happened over at the Hollywood Alley. I was just dropping in because the woman who booked us, she had a band, Sarah Deathridge or whatever her name was.
Okay.
So she played that night at that after party, and you guys were on the bill and all that. And I was like, dude, that guy plays pretty good freaking drums. Like, I need to say hi and just see if we can connect, and like no expectations, just like say hello, you know.
Yeah, that was like a punk rock band. So yeah, I was having fun with some aggressive drums. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was nice to see somebody who had some good metronome going on there. There's a lot of local bands that just, they're great, and they just they have some challenges with time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have challenges with time myself, so it
all do.
It's just something that you work on over many years.
Yeah, nobody's perfect, that's for sure.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, I write shitty melodies and songs, so I have a crappy voice, so I try the best I can. How long do you remember playing?
We do what we can, and we have fun doing it. So
we do have fun.
Let's,
So, how has your experience been playing in the band 1967 overall?
Pretty good for the most part. I mean, there's been, like interesting moments of just, playing on stage with people that you've never played with before, and, not knowing, and especially with like longer set lists and stuff like that. We got through everything pretty good, so pretty smooth overall, I would say.
Oh yeah, exactly. What was your favorite show playing in that band?
I don't even know. I'm trying to even think of like specific shows from back then, because it's been, I mean, we played like 2 shows in the last like 4 years together, because we did most of the shows in those first couple of years back in like 2012. So
it's a brain twister.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to think of where we played. It was a lot of shows up in Prescott. There was that show where my car broke down.
Yeah.
And we spent the evening after the show, after you came and got me, pulled all my drums up to the show, played the show, took them all back, spent the night in our cars trying to figure out what the fuck to do the next morning on a Sunday to boot. Yeah, that was good times. I'll take that one.
And then would that be I can loop this question in, what was the scariest moment of a 1967 show? Would that kind of fall in that category as well?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it wasn't necessarily scary as it was just like, what the fuck am I going to do to get like back home? You know? Well, I mean, at first it was like, oh shit, I gotta play this show. How am I gonna get there if my car doesn't go down the road? Like, I mean, the engine ran, but it just didn't go because it was a transmission problem. But, yeah. First issue was playing the show. Then once we got that out of the way, we were just like, all right, well, I guess we're chilling with the gear tonight. And then figuring out, how to get that back down.
So it was
Although I do remember a time driving between like Prescott and Jerome, and it was like either snowing, like, or raining, hailing, some kind of brutal storm where we couldn't see like hardly in front of our cars, going in like the middle of the night after playing a show.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was a good thrill. That was a good thrill.
Totally. That's funny because Scotty was talking about a show in Jerome or something where some guy like lost his tooth in a mosh pit or something at the Spirit Room. Then we had to stop playing so he could go look for his tooth or something.
I don't remember that one. I don't know if I played that gig.
Gosh, I don't know. You could have been you. Could have been Nathan. I don't know, dude. Anyway, yeah. There was a lot of shows, though. There was a lot of activity going on back in those days. We were playing a lot. Okay, so where do you remember rehearsing with the band?
Where did we rehearse?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't remember rehearsing. Except for maybe a couple of times, like later on when you came into town for those last couple of gigs, we like went through some tunes, but really didn't need to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we might have gotten together over here a couple of times at my place, but I mean, for the most part, I just showed up at gigs and we played tunes.
Yeah. Who was in the band lineup when you were playing with them?
I know Scotty was in there most of the time. We played with Mick.
Mike?
Or Mike, yeah.
I always pronounced it Mick, too. Because of the way he spelled it.
Yeah, it's the Y. It's the Y. I remember the Y, but I couldn't remember if it was Mick or Mike.
I always got it confused in my head, dude.
My bad, Mike. Yeah, there was Mike. Oh, man, I feel bad. I don't remember the other dude's name on basis.
There was one
That's
more.
That's kind of how it goes.
One more guy, dude. We played a couple gigs with him. Tom. I thought we played over at his house one time or two.
Tom
Armstrong.
Maybe.
Yeah, over in Phoenix. Maybe, yeah. How many albums have you performed for 1967?
Just this most recent one that is yet to be released.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
That would be it.
It's coming this year, 2021, for sure. In the next month or two.
Right.
This is always a funny question. What's your favorite 1967 song?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember, man. All that music. I got all this other music floating around up in my head at the moment. Like, I kind of got the idea of like how the group goes, but I can't put the name to it. Give me a second.
Totally cool.
Something softly.
Oh. Flatlining
Maybe.
Softly?
Flatlining Softly. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that one was always fun to play.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a good time.
What did you enjoy most about performing live with them?
Probably, I mean, just the fact that we just all got on stage, we rocked out, people enjoyed it, it was good, good times were had. I mean, but that's kind of what it's all about, is just, going out, having fun, playing some music.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, mission accomplished in my book.
Oh, hell yeah. Who do you still play with that was in 1967?
Let's see, I've jammed with Scotty a little bit, here and there on a couple of things, but I think that's about it. Oh, I think Robert. Robert was another dude we played with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Robert Jorgensen.
Yep. Indeed.
Totally. What's the longest tour you've ever done?
Longest tour? I mean, not anything super long. Most of it's like, 3-4 days at a time. Like 3-4, maybe 5 days. Just because of work schedules for everybody. Organizing 4 or 5 people in a band to all be able to get off of work at the same time and go on the road for more than a couple of days is just not that easy in a lot of instances when people have jobs.
Absolutely.
So.
Makes sense. It's totally true. How many hours per day do you practice drums?
I mean, it varies. For most days, I like to get in, at least like 2 to 3 hours. But on a real good day, I'll get 4 to 5 hours in. And if there's another, just other stuff going on, I make it a point to at least get like an hour, hour and a half of stuff in for a day.
Yeah, hour to hour and a half.
Every day.
Daily.
Yeah, every day.
What bands you playing in now?
Let's see, I got a bunch of different studio projects going on at the moment, mostly. Some might go live, some might just stay studio and do, some releases. My band Trow, there's Dark Funk, which is like a funk project that I'm working on, or like a, it's like a funk project. Hard to describe. There's a lot of things going on with that one. It's fun. Selling Human Flesh, which is a noise project, and then a couple other miscellaneous just things going on with a couple of friends. Play with a cover band called Urban Crossroads, doing a bunch of classic rock and stuff, some country, a little bit of pop, not too much though.
Nice.
Yeah, so kind of all over the place, really.
Oh yeah. What would you define as success in the music industry?
I mean, there's different ways of doing that. I mean, it depends on how you really look at it. I mean, success in music just in general is as long as you're having fun doing it, as long as you're having fun playing the music and doing the work involved in playing the music, then I'd say that's a success. Successful in the music industry, probably just being able to make a living off of playing music and going out touring, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Full time.
What would you be doing right now if it wasn't for your music career?
Probably just working on my investments.
Investments?
Yeah. Yeah, I like playing around in the stock market a little bit and seeing if I can make some money.
Sounds fun. What's your favorite, I should say, who's your favorite producer? Music producer.
Oh, favorite producer? I don't necessarily pay as much attention to the producer as I pay to the musicians on the album.
Mm-hmm.
Although, that is one thing I probably should pay more attention to. It's just never been something that I look into that heavily.
Oh, yeah. How do you feel the internet has impacted the music business?
Oh, I mean, it changes the music business all the time. Does all sorts of things. I mean, or if it's done all sorts of things to the music business. It's made music way more widely accessible to people. People are, able to just log on with their account or open an app and have access to millions of songs at their fingertips with, an internet connection. A lot of services allow you to download stuff. So, I mean, even if you don't have an internet connection, you can still listen to just plethoras of music. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed the landscape, going from, physical hard copies to digital virtual copies of music and distribution. I mean, it's night and day.
Oh yeah. What's the fastest double click or double bass drummer you've ever listened to or heard about? Who would that be? What's the fastest one you've seen?
Fastest on double kick?
Yeah.
Probably Ken Badine. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, but Ken Badine of, oh man, I can't even remember the band now. It's been a little bit since I've listened to it. Let me take a look here, because it's a good one. Aborted. Yeah. Check out the band Aborted album Terror Vision. It's pretty intense.
It'll blow you away, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'll shoot you over a video of this dude, some drum cam footage, and yeah, your jaw will probably drop.
Oh yeah. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice I've ever been given? I don't know, all advice? every piece of advice I've ever been given?
If you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
If I could change anything about the music industry, I'd probably say, like, I would make, well, I mean, it's already been happening, to an extent, and thanks to the internet, but, make the production of music a more transparent process, and, make sure that, as far as purchasing things go from artists, making that transparent to where when you buy something for $20, you know exactly how much of that is going to who in the process, I think would be a good thing, just so people are aware of what they're paying for, because there's a lot of ways out there for, artists to get screwed over, getting the majority of the money from the art they produce. So something along those lines. I don't know. That's just off the cuff, though. I don't know if that's super possible, but I think it'd be cool.
Not a bad idea. Well, what's next for you?
What's next is bedtime. I got an early morning and a gig to do tomorrow with the cover band. Got to make sure I'm rehearsed on about 5 or 6 new tunes that I've never played with them before. So, yeah. Getting some good sleep and getting some practice, and I'm just, I like to keep a nice routine of just doing my thing, getting some good practice in, getting some work in the studio.
What's the most recent project you've produced in your studio?
Most recently, I've been working on an album for this guy, David Geiger-Loon, and he does acoustic. It's like acoustic, almost folky music. And so I did some drum tracks for him on that, recorded some guitar and bass and some vocals, whatnot. Still working on that project, so we're, things are moving a little bit slower, in these times, having to transmit everything over the internet, and, everything just takes a lot longer.
Yeah, it really does. Challenging, for sure, not being in person and doing it remotely. Exactly. I definitely enjoyed, working on this latest 1967 record with you. It was fun, recording the drums at your house, doing some producing there, and kind of self-producing it together, getting it down, and then, of course, bring it into John Kurzwig over in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and he was able to kind of help me with the rest of it. But yeah, it was cool. This co-production we did with him came out pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. I think it's gonna be fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. We're working on new songs now too, right?
Yes. Yeah. This new
more stuff.
This new 1967 song. I mean, There's about 10 or 11
we've got
guys.
new stuff that's coming out, but we're already working on new stuff. So we got new stuff, and then we got new stuff.
Yeah, there's 5 new songs coming out probably in the next 6 months or a little longer than that, and then that we did together. And then we're working on a new one right now. It's got about 10 people on it right now. It's pretty crazy. With a lot of people that have played in the band are actually co-writing a song together for the very first time ever. So, should be fun. Different.
Yeah, it should be interesting for sure.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to like get everybody on it somehow, or their part, if you will. Like every
Right.
part, we got to figure out a way. Like I wanted to all get into the song somehow and get performed somehow. Like that was their idea, you know. Like.
I mean, everybody needs the ability to record and the equipment to do so. That's all that takes.
Yeah, exactly, and
then I mean, beyond that, it's just willpower and the will to do it.
Yep, we can do it.
So.
Yeah. Well, hey. That's awesome. Yeah. So I wanted to. Again, this is Jaime with 1967. I'd like to thank Matt Haskell for hopping on this call with me and doing this interview. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, man. It was a pleasure.
And yeah, looking forward to doing some more music with you. And thanks again. Pumped.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good.